So talk to me about what's going on, man. I like we the people. I like that. We were just talking about that, about left, right.
Just want to stand over this way so the sun's not in his face.
Sure.
Like right there.
Sorry, man. I'm trying to blind you.
I mean, I just came out here to support everything that's going on. I believe that there was fraud, and I have kids, and I want them to be able to stand up for what they believe in, whether it's against me or whatever. And I just want to be able to take this back home to my family. Like, just going out there to stand up for what I believe, just like everybody else, what they do. This is the first one I've ever been to.
Sure. The first
event, anything outside of like a concert or anything like that.
Right.
Like, this is my first gathering I've ever been to. Never really felt like I needed to before.
I think they're all open.
I mean, like you said, like you feel like voter fraud, right? Like we were talking to a guy earlier and some other folks, and they were saying like,
you folks wait.
No.
Let's maybe move over here.
Yeah, and they were saying that like, it wouldn't matter who looked like the fraud was committed against. Like,
all day.
Fraud. And they were saying, hey, we need to have our democracy be protected from situations like that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, either way. I mean, just like when Obama was president, I didn't vote for him, but I still paid my taxes. And still called him my president. Yeah. Still paid my fines under Obamacare.
Right.
And then, I mean, if it happens and Biden's our president, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And it's gonna suck. I'm not gonna have to pay all my taxes on my guns. I'll tell you that. His gun plan.
Just don't tell him about it.
Well, all mine are registered anyway. I mean, I'm not hiding. I don't, but
you get some Brillo in a file.
I'm
kidding. I'm totally kidding.
I have a couple, but
no, he doesn't. He's kidding. He has a couple Brillo pads in files. That's what he has. All right, be clear about that.
So I mean, and just mentally preparing for the next step of our country is another reason why I'm here too.
Yeah. What do you think that is? The next step in our country?
I don't know. It's either one way or the other way. Like everything's going to stay the same, or we're going to have another person trying to change it.
Do we need change right now?
I mean, we always need change. We always need to grow.
Right.
As an individual, I can say that.
Sure.
But me telling a group of people that they need to change I feel that's wrong.
Yeah.
I would never look at a group of people like, you need to change. No, me as an individual in my household, I need to change.
That I like what you've said. I appreciate that. I think a lot of people need to adapt that mentality.
It's hard, man.
It is.
It
is, right?
I haven't always thought this way.
Really?
Just the last couple of years with everything with BLM happening and all that, it really opened up my eyes of how closed-minded I really was.
Sure. What do you think you learned? Like when you mentioned BLM, because I've had a lot of aha moments myself.
Right.
For you, what do you think one of the biggest ones was?
Guaranteed cheese, whether you're working or not.
Opening my eyes to how much police really do take advantage of their jobs.
You say you got a lot of guys.
I'm not saying every police officer. I mean, the numbers are so small, but it does happen. And I was so blind for a long time. I mean, I stood behind BLM happened at first. Like it was like 09 or whenever that first started happening. But then when all the negative stuff coming back from it and what it did to people, like what that BLM did to people, I was just like, that's
You're talking about it separating people and pulling people
apart.
apart.
Not separating them, but making them feel their actions that they did wrong were okay and justified.
You as well.
If you're wrong, you're wrong. You can't justify it.
Sure.
I mean, you can't.
Right.
I mean, it's just that's adding more wrong.
Do you feel it's tough now with the views that people have from like GOP, their views on BLM? Or do you feel it's kind of valid at this point? I mean, and that's.
I mean, I don't know.
Real curiosity.
Judging somebody and judging their beliefs is really hard. It's really easy for me to judge people I don't agree with.
Sure.
I try not to, but as long as it doesn't affect my home, that's fine. I'm cool with it. Do what you guys believe. What you guys want to believe. I mean,
right.
If you don't want to believe in God, you do want to believe. If you want to believe there's racism or something, or you don't want to believe there's racism, who cares? It's about who you are as an individual.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do in my house is bring my kids up with no racism.
That's like just teach them love and respect and mutual appreciation for our human beings.
And that's really why I'm here is for my kids. I want them to know that they have a voice and they can stand up for what they want, and I want to take that home to them.
I like that. I absolutely applaud and echo that. I think that's where a lot of the change is going to start.
It is. It's how we raise our kids.
It needs to happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
because for me growing up, we didn't have all this stuff going on. So none of this stuff was talked about in school. You know, I remember as a kid, you don't talk about politics. You don't talk about
Religion.
You don't talk about that stuff.
Right.
Mom's not the word anymore.
No.
We did that for decades, and look where it got us.
Right.
And this is why we're here, is because we're scared to talk.
Yeah.
And if we were just not scared to talk, man, like one-on-one conversations are great.
Oh, it's beautiful.
You know,
And it's funny because like you redefine. I think that.
Can you use the mic? People are having a hard time hearing.
Oh, okay. We'll do this here. Don't go anywhere because I want to hear. This is. We just got to turn on the mic here and make sure that everybody can hear what's happening.
And let's move over to the side a little bit.
It's gonna go. I appreciate taking time to talk to me. Thank you. Usually, I came in from Seattle to have these conversations.
Seattle, huh?
sir.
How's doing this out there?
It's changed. It's changed a
Right.
lot.
I
Like I
bet.
said, conversations aren't as easy as they used to be. Let me make sure this is
Right.
turned on. There's a lot of censorship now. They don't want people like on the left. People are like, we don't want you here. We don't want you filming because maybe some of your viewers or the people that follow you don't like us or hate on us. I'm like, that's okay. That's their right. You're out here fighting for your rights. Like,
Right.
I would hope that you would want this platform,
Right.
you know, like
Well,
a
I
couple
mean-
100,000 people to see and hear your message. So it's tough in Seattle because it's changed a little bit. It used to be
Yeah.
very open, but I mean, a lot has happened. It's been, I mean, the last 8 months they've been intense. I've been up between Seattle and Portland doing coverage on both,
Oh,
and
geez. Yeah,
so
good
it's
for
been
you.
it's been
Yeah.
nonstop and seen a lot of things. But I want to talk about you real quick, because of the things you're telling me right now. Some of the views that you're sharing lean very much towards a liberal stance.
I have a lot of liberal friends, and I wouldn't ever say that I'm not liberal.
Right.
But the only thing I have a problem with the liberals is they don't believe in control. You know, they want freedom. They want to govern yourself. Well, a person's smart. People are stupid. I mean, that's just how I live my
A
life.
person is smart, but people are stupid.
Yes.
It's that mob mentality. It's that understanding that if you go, we're all going to run after it.
Yeah, and like I said, this is easy. Understanding one person is fine. But you try
Yeah.
to talk to 100 people, get 100 people to agree, or even 50 people to
Yeah.
agree.
Or even not agree, just amicably disagree,
Right,
And say,
yeah.
"Cool, that's you. This is me.
Yeah.
Let's go and throw a frisbee."
Yeah.
You guys can put that on a T-shirt too. That's you. This is me. Let's go throw a frisbee.
That's awesome.
Don't you guys steal that from me? I'm a TM. I don't want to be used out. Explicit permission to CJTV. They were gonna try to do that right
I know,
now.
I saw it.
You felt that, right?
I
You
saw
felt
that
it.
eye glare.
Yeah, right. But then there's, I mean, people have, and this is what I was talking about earlier. Like when people try to put a title on someone, like
Yeah.
you're a Republican,
Yeah.
you're a Democrat, you're a liberal, you're a conservative, you're a Christian, you're
I
Catholic,
felt
you're
like I'm
Buddhist,
all
you're
those things
atheist.
At one point in my life.
You felt okay.
Oh yeah, dude. I left high school thinking I was Democrat.
How old are you?
I'm 33.
33. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're right in that mid group, like you said. Like our parents' generation, they grew up through the '60s. Like
Yeah.
they saw real civil unrest. They had
Yeah.
to see, you know, the real fight for.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, not that this isn't a real fight,
Correct.
but they
was
were
different.
seeing things on a different level.
Yeah.
And I think that it's changed now, right?
It is.
But there still
It's
needs to be
off.
more. What do you what are your thoughts on like where it's going and how far it's come?
Where it's come is amazing. I go to the store with all different races. I go to the gas station. I mean,
Do you live in this area?
no, I live in Colorado.
Oh, Colorado. Okay,
Yeah.
it's a
I
pretty
moved from
progressive
California.
state.
Yeah, it is. And
And you moved from California.
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 No, I moved from California to Colorado.
What part of California?
Southern California. Chula
SoCal?
Vista.
Okay.
Yep. Chula Vista.
Chula Vista.
Yeah.
Okay. I had a buddy. Anyway. Van Nuys, what's up? No, not Van Nuys. I got chased down the street walking through Van Nuys too late at night.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was rough.
Oh, man.
It was rough. Chula Vista's no joke either, though.
No, it's not, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
there
you're
was
Colorado.
days in high school where I was one of 3 white people in my school.
So growing up as a minority
Yeah,
in an
I
area,
was. And then when I moved to Colorado, I was like, oh, normal.
normal.
Well, because in California, I didn't feel normal because I was looked down on.
Right.
So when people talk about BLM and racism, I understand how they feel because I've been in that position as a white person in Southern California.
Sure.
It's like, so when people
Yeah.
tell me I can't understand, I'm like, you guys don't know my
Sure.
shoes.
I think that in that one of the things that it gets confused, I think, is that you're very sympathetic to the cause of Black people in America.
Oh, totally.
But not fully empathetic, right? Because we haven't actually lived that life. Like,
Right.
I have family members that are Black, and I have, my best friend's Black. Whatever everyone says that, but and talking about that is different though. Like, hey, my man wanted to chime in though. I saw you here. No, I would love to hear your input, my friend. But you can't. I mean, but I even can't talk about what their full range of experience
I would
is.
never
Even
try to.
like living as family and growing up in the same area, their experience is very different.
Right. And I mean, for me, I feel like now my experience is put in shadows because it doesn't matter because it's not going to be what theirs are.
Sure.
But theirs is never going to be mine either.
Right. Sure.
You know?
So I see what you're saying. You're trying not to discredit anyone's experiences.
No.
As long as it's guiding to a place of understanding.
Yeah.
I think that mutually we can appreciate, no matter what you believe,
Mm-hmm.
that we can appreciate on a human level. Like, doesn't matter what God you pray to when we die. Like,
We all
like,
die.
like
We
he's
all
like
die.
it's been said. It's all the same one, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and there's no point in fighting over it right now because it's already been fought over. Right?
dude,
they
judgment
had
is
the
it's
Crusades.
coming.
People
Yeah.
were getting killed for that.
Yeah,
Like,
crazy.
yeah. And right now you see in these streets people fighting and
Getting stabbed and
getting
beat up
and shot
stuff.
in different locations.
Yes.
There's been
Yes.
and I know that people don't feel strongly about their beliefs and their views on things and the ideology that got them out here. I have to believe, I trust in the fact that they wouldn't be out here unless somewhere in them they truly believed something is a pure
wrong.
cause,
Yeah,
and there
something's
needs to
wrong.
right
Things need to be changed.
on either side,
Right.
and
No,
it's
100%.
just,
Yeah.
and it's tough because like I look at it as, and I don't mean to dialogue with you in the way where I'm just telling you everything, but hey, you've got me thinking about things. If you look, I feel like you look at it circularly, right? Like we're looking at, someone told me once, so we can agree on the disease, we can agree on the symptoms, but we can't agree on the cure. And it's almost like if we're looking at the disease in the middle and we're on either side, the further you go left and the further you go right, you're going to meet up on the middle and we're all looking at the same problem.
Right.
Like I think if we could work better on looking at it from a level where, on a human level, we can make the changes that need to happen and stop fighting based off the title that you wave
Right.
on the flag that you carry.
Yes.
Because we all need to make
Yeah.
concessions. And they say in every great treaty, both parties leave unhappy, right?
Yes,
Because
they
we
do.
both have to make
Oh
concessions.
yeah, like I'm happy being here, but I'm not. When I go home, it's still unanswered. All this is
Right.
going to be unanswered.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you feel that in the elections, have you voted in any previous elections?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
What do you think influenced your voting based off your previous voting experience?
This the last election?
No, the ones before this.
Who I like personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just get a vibe, you get a feeling?
Yeah, always. All the way up until Obama's first one, and then once that really started changing my paycheck and my fines that I got from
Yeah.
Obamacare and stuff, that's when I really changed about who I voted for, like what policies they want to bring in, what regulations do they want to implement, because I never had a president affect my money the way Obama did.
All right. So you saw a significant impact.
Over 8 years, he fined me $8,000.
You grow weed, don't you?
No. 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 I didn't.
No, he doesn't.
No.
He
And,
farms it, okay, people? He doesn't grow it, he farms it.
you know, and like our child tax credit kept getting smaller every year, and I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And that's when I changed. I was like, all right, I got to figure out policies. And when Trump came running for president, he was like, I want to cut this out. I want to do this. I want to stop mandating you guys to pay all these things that you guys don't even use. I never went to the doctors under Obama. All
Right.
8 years, I never went.
Right, right.
But I paid for other people to go.
You know what's funny is now, like, the benefits that I had at work, for whatever reason, lapsed out, and I didn't have them. And now I'm having to figure out how to work with, like, being out of pocket for things and not
Yeah.
having any kind of,
That's
like...
the way it should be. You should have to pay for out of pocket.
And
Nobody
I'm
pays for my groceries.
Well, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But it's frustrating because, like, I tried to apply for, state. I was like, all right, well, I don't have benefits for work. And they're like, no, you make too much money. You can't have it.
Right.
So I was like, oh, okay. Well, what do I do? And then I was like, oh, all right, bootstraps it up. But I realized that there are people that don't have that opportunity.
They
That maybe don't have the means to provide,
Right.
the basic healthcare that they need.
I mean, like for me and my family, my wife got a job in the medical field because of the insurance.
Really?
So she sacrificed her life so that we could have a better life. And if somebody else can't sacrifice their own life to have a better life,
Is that your wife?
yes, sir.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Yes.
That's really okay. Just want to make sure.
Yeah,
Just want to make
so
sure.
If I can sacrifice to make
Appreciate
sure
what you
my
do.
kids have health insurance and food, then why can't a single person sacrifice for themselves?
Sure. Sure.
You know, and I shouldn't have to sacrifice for my neighbor. Like, that's not fair.
Okay.
I have a hard time with sympathy and remorse. I really do. Like, at the end of the day, I've been working on it the last couple of years. But don't take from my table.
Sure.
That's not. It doesn't make me feel good.
Do you feel okay when you say take from my table?
Yeah.
You're not saying, if I'm hearing you, based off what I've gathered from you,
Yeah.
it's not saying you wouldn't give.
Oh, I give all the time.
You're just saying don't just take and expect it from me.
Don't expect me to do it. I'm free. I should be able to freely give you what I want to give you. You know.
And if given the option,
I used to a
you
lot.
would.
I stopped giving.
Really?
I have in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I used to give a lot, but as it's the way it's portrayed now, I just feel like it's forced.
Sure.
Like people look at me and like, oh, this guy has money. Like, you want to go to the store? Do you want to donate here? Everywhere I go, it's always donations, and it's just like, I'm done.
Well, the beauty part is you don't have to. You know?
You don't have to, but the guilt now. I feel like there's a lot more.
Okay,
guilt.
yeah, you said that.
Yeah, a lot more guilt if you don't comply.
Now, how did you refer to that? You referred to that as the guilt?
Yeah.
How did you refer to that though? You gave it a term.
I don't remember.
You said, what was it, like remorse?
Remorse and sympathetic.
Yeah, you said
Yeah.
charity remorse. I don't know.
Yeah.
You guys can find it in the comments.
Yeah.
But that's, I mean, but like you said, you're teaching your children to move in the direction of understanding and
understanding, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Being who they
how
want to be.
many children do you have?
3.
3.
Yeah.
Three little ones.
Yeah.
What are the ages there?
15, 12, and 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got work.
You got a family, man.
You got work.
Yeah,
You
dude,
both
I
have
struggled.
work cut out for you.
I struggled with the first one. I didn't know how to be a parent.
No.
I failed as a parent for the first 6 years of my first kid.
Well, they teach you how to be a parent, right? You got to listen to them. Like when they cry, you feed them, or you cuddle them, change a diaper, and then as they grow, you stay close. When I was talking, we were over here. We got stuck between like the Proud Boys and Antifa or BLM, whatever the group, the Black Locked individuals over here.
Yeah.
And I was dialoguing again about a conversation I had with a guy in the police force in his town. He said was really young, very young police force.
Yeah.
And one of the cool things about that, he said, was that it's bringing in a young generation of culturally diverse and ideology different like individuals, which is great that it's going to start making change. And I think that like your children are seeing things differently now than we saw.
Oh,
totally different, right?
Goodness.
And they're going to have an opportunity to use the tools that you're giving them in the world that they're viewing. And hopefully, I mean, based off what I've gathered from you, you seem like a great guy, and I'm sure that your wife over here is a wonderful person as well. They'll be the ones that'll really make a change that everyone's looking to see right now.
One can hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I always thought the world was perfect,
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
really, I mean, they're
When
not,
you're young, it is, right?
I mean,
Like,
it was.
yeah.
I didn't see any of this stuff,
Yeah.
There was never this stuff going on. Like,
Yeah. Taxes didn't
the
exist.
worst thing I remember as a kid was gang violence.
Right. And then you just knew, like, stay off of some street corners and avoid
that's
some
it.
blocks. Yeah.
Now it's just like, don't go outside. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean don't go outside? Yeah,
Yeah.
someone's go.
The sun went down, street
Yeah.
lights are on,
Yeah,
like,
that's scary.
you stay home. And it's odd because of different reasons for it now, too.
Right.
Granted, gang violence, I'm sure you go to South Central.
Oh, they're still happening.
You're still gonna, like
But
in
it's
California
been
being
bummed
is
now.
there.
It's bummed nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, nobody talks about that anymore.
No.
This
Now
is
it's
what everybody's talking about.
And we were talking to people out here, and they were saying that they were out last night just wearing Trump shirts,
Yep.
and people were accosting them in the streets, like swearing at them and flipping them off and giving them grief, and that's what's scary is just because of your political beliefs or just carrying an American flag like this, like
Yeah.
you're gonna have people that are gonna hate on you just for that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, when did we lose the sight of the fact that we're all American and we're all human, right? You don't have to hate someone for their beliefs,
No, I mean, I feel like
unless they believe in hate, in which case you can hate.
They-
God hates hate,
Ugh.
right? There, she's with me on that one.
It's hard. It's hard to understand the other side right now because they are fighting for what they are doing. They are against all this stuff, but at the same time, they're acting on it and doing what they're saying that they're against.
It's frustrating too because from where I've been and I've watched it on a very ground level for
Yeah.
8 months now.
Good for you, though,
Well,
congratulations.
appreciate
Yeah.
that. But the hard part is that there's so many things that I want to I of course I agree.
agree with you, yeah.
Yeah. But there's so much pushback, and they're like, no, because
agree with us.
you're not allowed to. You're either 100% on board or you're against us. And I'm like, no, that's not it. Like, and that's not going to make any change.
You never
We're not
gonna
going to
expect
fulfill
perfect.
change like that. No.
Yeah, if you expect anything to be perfect, start with yourself. That's how I look at it.
That seems to be a theme we keep coming up with.
Yeah.
People keep saying it, like, and you even said it earlier. You're like, I might not be able to change anything about what you believe, but I can change me.
To my
You know?
household,
Yeah.
help my kids, help
Yeah.
my wife, help my mom, and
Yeah.
but those are the people that love me and that take every word that I say with a grain of salt every time.
Sure.
Every time I open my mouth, my kids look at me and like, what are you going to say, Dad? When I talk to a stranger on the street, somebody that's already mad at me, they're not going to listen.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is when you got groups that are already fired up and angry, they're just yelling at each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said before, there's conviction, but not, and they're trying to convince. But through anger, you're not going to get
No,
anywhere.
that's
you
why
know?
I think people are one-on-ones great.
Yeah.
A person smart, people are stupid.
A person smart, people are stupid. Put that on a shirt, guys. Go ahead and
I fucking
DM me
love
on
that
that
saying.
one.
I love that
A
saying.
person smart, people are stupid. And you know what? I think that like what you're doing with your kids, and I think a lot of people and not just America, but around the world can appreciate that if you're just judged off of your moral, your ethics, like the things, like their values, like the things that you hold as your core values, like those are things you could look at somebody for. You could judge them on that.
Yeah.
Like if fundamentally when it comes down to things, like those are the things that make us who we are, right? Yes. And you might not have it figured out. I know I don't. Like the reason I'm doing this, actually, I make it very clear. It's an educational journey for myself. I'm just trying to figure it out.
That's awesome.
And the more conversations I have, the more I understand.
Yeah.
But it's good to know that as long as you maintain a true North Star, like your moral compass, and you keep your values and your ethics, your ethos is pure, like you shouldn't have to worry about it. And I think that's for people on a base level we can appreciate. Like there's a love for human beings. You know what I mean? We need
on
that.
both sides still.
Yeah.
I mean, on both sides.
Yeah.
I mean, and it sucks that we're divided, but it won't last forever.
You're right. You're right, man.
It can't. We'll find something else to be mad about.
Well, man, I could talk to you forever. Did I give you a card yet?
No.
Here, let me. Oh, I'm gonna give you one as well, man.
Thank you.
Reach out. DM me, whatever. Appreciate the time, man.
Yeah, that was a good conversation.
Really good.
That was good.
Really
You
good.
Smile a lot.
Yeah, man. That's great. Hey, come check it out. We've been live, so you guys can jump online. Any shout outs you want to give to anybody? You want to say hi to your kiddos?
Hi kids. Brandon, Callie, Chanel. I love you guys.
You got a good pops here. We'll clip that, send it to you.
All right.
Uh-oh. Flag down. Flag down. All right,
Stay safe
man.
out here.
Take care.